I never thought I'd be the person who'd have to choose between my sister and my own wedding day, but here we are. It started 3 months ago when I announced my engagement to Marcus. My family seemed happy. Mom cried those typical happy tears. Dad gave Marcus the firm handshake with the "you better treat her right" look, and my younger sister Jade gave me this tight hug that felt just a little too forced. I brushed it off because Jade's always been dramatic about everything. Marcus and I had been together for 4 years. He's a software engineer, quiet but incredibly thoughtful, the kind of guy who remembers that I hate cilantro and always orders my coffee exactly how I like it without asking. We met at a friend's birthday party where I was recovering from a brutal breakup, and he just listened to me rant about terrible dating apps for 2 hours without making it weird. The wedding planning was going smoothly until Jade asked if she could bring a +1. Standard question, right? Except she wouldn't tell me who it was. "It's a surprise," she kept saying with this secretive smile that made my stomach turn. "Jade, I need to know for the seating chart and the catering count. You can't just bring a mystery guest to my wedding." She rolled her eyes like I was being unreasonable. "God, you're so controlling. Can't I have one thing be spontaneous at your perfect little wedding?" That should have been my first red flag, but I was drowning in venue deposits and invitation designs. I let it go. 2 weeks before the wedding, Marcus and I were at my parents' house for Sunday dinner. Jade showed up late, which was typical, but she brought someone with her. When I saw who walked through that door, I felt my entire body go cold. Ryan. My ex-boyfriend, Ryan. The guy who cheated on me with 2 different women and then gaslighted me into thinking I was paranoid when I found out. The Ryan who made me feel so small and worthless that it took me a year of therapy to even consider dating again. "Surprise," Jade announced, threading her arm through his. "Ryan and I have been dating for 6 months. Isn't it amazing how things work out?" The room went silent. Mom's fork clattered against her plate. Dad looked like he was calculating how fast he could reach Ryan before anyone stopped him. Marcus's hand found mine under the table, squeezing so hard I thought my fingers might break. "You're joking," I managed to say. My voice sounded distant, like it was coming from underwater. Jade's smile faltered for just a second before she plastered it back on. "Why would I be joking? We're in love. Ryan's changed and you're with Marcus now anyway, so what's the problem?" What's the problem? She actually asked what the problem was. "Jade," Mom started, her voice tight with the kind of anger that only comes from years of practice controlling it. "Can we talk in the kitchen?" "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not letting you all gang up on me because I found happiness. You're being dramatic." Ryan had the audacity to speak. "Look, I know things ended badly between us, but that was years ago. I've grown. Jade and I—" "Get out!" Marcus's voice was calm but absolute. I'd never heard him sound like that before. "Excuse me?" Ryan's face flushed. "You don't get to tell me. This is my parents' house, and I'm telling you both to leave." Jade's eyes filled with tears, but they were angry tears, not sad ones. Of course you'd make this about you. Everything is always about you, isn't it? Your perfect relationship, your perfect wedding, your perfect life. God forbid I find someone who makes me happy. Someone who makes you happy? I stood up so fast, my chair scraped across the floor. Are you actually serious right now? Ryan made my life hell. He destroyed my self-esteem, cheated on me repeatedly, and you knew all of this. You held me while I cried over him multiple times. People change. In 6 months? Really? And even if he did, you thought dating my ex was appropriate? You couldn't find literally anyone else in the entire world? Jade's tears were flowing now. You don't own him. You broke up. You moved on. Why can't I have him? The psychological warfare in that question was so obvious, it was almost impressive. She was trying to make me sound possessive, like I was the unreasonable one. Dad finally spoke. "Jade, This is inappropriate and you know it. You deliberately kept this from your sister. Because I knew she'd react exactly like this. She can't stand to see me happy. She never could. That hit different because there was a tiny, horrible part of me that wondered if she believed that. Jade had always been in my shadow growing up. I was the straight-A student, the one who got the scholarships, the one who seemed to have everything figured out. But I never flaunted it. I tried to be supportive when she struggled in school, when her relationships fell apart, when she couldn't hold down a job. Marcus stood up. We're leaving. Jade, Ryan, you have 5 minutes to leave this house before I call the police for trespassing. We left before they did. I couldn't look at my sister. I couldn't process that she'd actually done this. The car ride home was silent, except for my occasional sobs. Marcus just drove, one hand on the wheel, the other holding mine. I don't know if I can have her at the wedding. Then don't. But she's my sister. Mom will be devastated. The family will understand that your sister is dating the man who emotionally abused you and thought it was appropriate to ambush you with it 2 weeks before your wedding. Anyone who doesn't understand that can skip the wedding too. The next few days were a nightmare. Jade started a group chat with the extended family, painting herself as the victim. My sister is trying to control who I date and threatening to ban me from her wedding just because she can't handle that I'm happy. My aunts and cousins started taking sides. Some understood, but others started messaging me about forgiveness and family comes first and holding grudges. My cousin Brenna, who I'd always been close with, sent me a long text. I get that Ryan hurt you, but that was years ago. Don't you think you're being a little dramatic? Jade deserves to find love too. Plus, banning her from your wedding, that's pretty extreme. I didn't respond. I couldn't explain to someone who'd never been gaslit and cheated on what it felt like to have your sister deliberately choose the person who destroyed you. Mom called every day trying to mediate. Maybe if you just talk to Jade. I have nothing to say to her. Honey, she's your sister. She made a mistake. This wasn't a mistake, Mom. Mistakes are accidents. This was a choice. She chose to date him, chose to hide it, chose to bring him to family dinner, and chose to play victim when called out. Mom sighed. I know you're hurt. I'm angry with her too, but she's still your sister, and I don't want this wedding to tear our family apart. She's tearing it apart, not me. 1 week before the wedding, Jade showed up at my apartment. Marcus was at work, thank God, because I don't know what I would have done if he'd been there. We need to talk, she said when I opened the door. She looked terrible. Dark circles under her eyes, hair unwashed, wearing sweatpants and an old hoodie. There's nothing to talk about. Please, just 5 minutes. Against my better judgment, I let her in. We sat on opposite ends of my couch, a canyon of unspoken hurt between us. I'm sorry, she started. Her voice cracked. I know I messed up. You think? The sarcasm was automatic, defensive. I didn't plan for this to happen. Ryan reached out to me on Instagram a few months after you and Marcus got together. Just friendly stuff at first. Then we started talking more, and he seemed different. He was in therapy, working on himself. He asked about you sometimes, said he regretted how things ended. And you thought that was your green light to date him? No, I don't know. At first, it was just nice having someone pay attention to me like that. You know how my dating life has been. Every guy I meet either ghosts me or turns out to be a complete disaster. And Ryan was there, and he was interested, and he made me feel special. So you started dating the man who made me feel like garbage because it made you feel special. Do you hear yourself? Jade's face crumpled. I know how it sounds, but you have Marcus. You have this amazing guy who worships you, and you're getting married, and your life is perfect. I just wanted something good for once, something that was mine. There it was, the real issue, the resentment that had apparently been festering for who knows how long. My life isn't perfect, Jade. You just assume it is because you don't actually know what's going on with me. You never ask. Every conversation we have is about your problems, your drama, your latest crisis.
When was the last time you asked how I was doing? Actually asked, not just as a formality. She looked genuinely shocked. That's not... I do care about you. Do you? Because caring about someone means not dating their abusive ex. It means considering their feelings before your own wants. It means having basic respect for boundaries. Ryan wasn't abusive. Don't you dare. My voice was ice. You held me while I cried. You saw what he did to me. You don't get to rewrite history just because it's convenient for your narrative now. Jade was full on crying now. I thought enough time had passed. I thought you'd moved on and wouldn't care. Then you're delusional. And the fact that you hid it for 6 months proves you knew it was wrong the entire time. I love him. She said it quietly, like a confession. That's what broke me. Not anger, but this overwhelming sadness. Because I realized my sister was going to choose him. She'd already made that choice by showing up here, trying to manipulate me into accepting this nightmare. Then I hope he makes you happy, I said flatly, but you're not coming to my wedding. And I need you to leave now. You're really going to do this? You're going to cut me off over a guy you don't even care about anymore? I'm setting a boundary with someone who deliberately hurt me and refuses to take accountability. If you see that as me cutting you off, that says more about you than it does about me. She left. The door closed and I sat there in my empty apartment, feeling like I just lost something I would never get back. Marcus came home to find me on the floor, back against the couch, staring at nothing. She came by, he guessed immediately. I nodded. She said she loves him. He sat down next to me, our shoulders touching. I'm sorry. Me too. The wedding day arrived. My family showed up divided. Mom was there, but looked miserable. Dad was solid, angry on my behalf in a way that felt protective rather than controlling. Jade wasn't there. Ryan obviously wasn't there. About a third in my extended family didn't come. Solidarity with Jade or uncomfort with the drama or whatever.
But you know what? The people who mattered were there. My best friend Sarah, who'd threatened to throw hands with both Jade and Ryan, my college roommates, Marcus's family, who'd embraced me completely and made it clear they thought Jade was way out of line. My friends from work, people who actually cared about me, not just the idea of family unity at any cost. The ceremony was beautiful. I cried during my vows, but they were happy tears mixed with grief tears, which felt appropriate somehow. Marcus kissed me like I was the only person in the world, and for that moment, I was. At the reception, my Aunt Linda cornered me. You know Jade's devastated she wasn't here, right? She made her choice. She's your sister. Family is supposed to forgive. I looked at this woman who'd known me my entire life and realized she'd never actually seen me. To her, I was just a role. The successful niece, the bride, the person who should keep the peace. Aunt Linda, with all due respect, if your sister started dating a man who treated you like dirt, lied to you, cheated on you, and made you question your words as a human being, would you want her at your wedding? Would you want to celebrate the happiest day of your life knowing she deliberately chose someone who hurt you? She stammered something about it being different and walked away. I didn't care. I was done explaining myself to people who were determined not to understand. 3 months after the wedding, Jade texted me. Just one line. Ryan cheated on me. I stared at that message for a long time. Part of me wanted to say, I told you so. Part of me wanted to comfort her because despite everything, she was still my sister. But mostly, I just felt tired. I didn't respond. She texted again an hour later. I know you probably don't care, but I'm sorry. You were right about him. You were right about everything. I showed Marcus. What do you think I should do? What do you want to do? That was the question.
wasn't it? What did I want? Did I want to rebuild this relationship with someone who'd hurt me so deliberately? Did I want to let her back in knowing she'd probably do something similar again when it suited her? I don't know, I admitted. Part of me wants to forgive her, but another part of me thinks forgiveness without accountability is just enabling. You don't have to decide right now. You don't ever have to decide, honestly. You get to protect your peace. I thought about that. Protecting my peace. For so long, I'd been taught that family meant unconditional forgiveness, that you tolerated anything because they're family. But where was that energy when Jade decided to date Ryan? Where was that family-first mentality when she dismissed my pain? I finally texted back. I appreciate the apology, but I need space. What you did hurt me deeply, and an apology doesn't erase that. If you want to rebuild our relationship eventually, that's going to require real work and real change, not just you being sorry because you got hurt. She read it immediately, but didn't respond. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months. Mom kept trying to push reconciliation. She's your only sister. Life's too short to hold grudges. I'm not holding a grudge, Mom. I'm holding a boundary. There's a difference. She made a mistake. For 6 months? That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. The thing is, I wasn't even angry anymore. I'd processed through the anger into something colder and clearer. I understood now that Jade's problem wasn't just about Ryan. It was about her complete inability to see beyond her own wants and needs. She wanted to feel special, so she dated my ex. She wanted to feel like the victim, so she reframed my boundaries as controlling behavior. She wanted forgiveness without consequences, so she apologized only after facing her own pain. That's not a sister. That's a person who happens to share my DNA and some childhood memories.
Marcus and I celebrated our 6-month anniversary with a quiet dinner at home. Over wine and pasta, I told him I'd been thinking about Jade. I think I need to accept that we might never have the sister relationship I always wanted. And that's okay. It's sad, but it's okay. He reached across the table and took my hand. You know what I love about you? You don't lie to yourself. You see things clearly, even when it hurts. Is that a good thing? It's an honest thing. And honesty is how we build a life that actually works, instead of one that just looks good from the outside. A year after the wedding, Jade reached out again. This time, it wasn't a text, it was a letter. An actual handwritten letter delivered to our apartment. I held it for 3 days before opening it. Marcus didn't push me either way. He just made sure I knew he'd support whatever I decided. When I finally opened it, I found 10 pages of Jade's handwriting. She'd been in therapy for 8 months. She'd realized she had a pattern of choosing men who were unavailable in various ways, emotionally, physically, or in Ryan's case, morally complicated by history. She'd started unpacking her jealousy of me, her feelings of inadequacy, her need for external validation. She acknowledged in detail every specific way she'd hurt me. She didn't make excuses. She didn't ask for forgiveness. She just said she was working on becoming someone who wouldn't make those choices again. The last paragraph stuck with me. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness or your trust. I know I might have permanently destroyed our relationship, but I wanted you to know that I'm not the same person who showed up with Ryan that day. I'm trying to be better, not for you, not to get you back, but because I don't want to be that person anymore. If you never want to speak to me again, I understand.
but I needed you to know that your boundaries taught me something my own conscience couldn't. Thank you for that, even though I didn't deserve it." I cried reading that letter. Not because I forgave her immediately or because everything was suddenly okay, but because it was the first time she'd actually taken full accountability without trying to minimize what she'd done. I didn't respond right away. I sat with it, talked to my therapist about it, talked to Marcus about it, talked to Sarah about it. "What do you think?" Sarah asked over coffee. I believe she's trying to change. I also think one letter doesn't undo a year of hurt." "So what are you going to do?" "I don't know. Maybe nothing for now. Maybe something later. I get to take my time with this." And that's where I'm at now. Jade's letter is in my desk drawer. I take it out sometimes and reread it, not because I'm trying to decide whether to forgive her, but because I'm trying to figure out what kind of relationship, if any, I want with her moving forward. Mom doesn't understand why I can't just move on now that Jade's apologized. But Mom comes from a generation where family trauma gets swept under rugs and everyone pretends everything is fine at holidays. I come from a generation that's figured out you can love someone and still protect yourself from them. Marcus and I are talking about starting a family. We're looking at houses with extra bedrooms and planning for a future that feels solid and real. Sometimes I wonder what kind of aunt Jade would be if we ever rebuild enough trust for her to meet my future kids. Sometimes I don't think about her at all for weeks. The truth is, I don't know how this story ends. I don't know if Jade and I will ever be close again. I don't know if she'll actually do the work or if this is just another temporary change before she falls back into old patterns. But I know this. I'm not responsible for fixing our relationship. I'm not responsible for making her feel better about what she did. I'm not responsible for maintaining family unity at the cost of my own peace. I'm responsible for my own healing, my own boundaries, and my own life. Everything else is extra. And you know what? That's enough. That has to be enough.